Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Doing more because having a wonderful day on this. I'm so sorry, guys. You're gonna see me itching a lot because yesterday we went out and we stayed out for a while. So mosquito were ruthless. Ruthless. That's the word you want to use. I want to use the word ruthless. This is a love letter today. They were doing a video which is a thank you, a personal thank you for and it's such a off. I forgot something. Shit. Sorry about this, guys. We forgot that we're a busy boy and that we have a lot to do. Here go. Posts. Posts and do some pistachios. Yeah, do some pistachios, guys. My mom, she bought unsalted pistachio. And how do I say this in French? Yo no, yo no amo, pero no sal. Yo no quiero pistachio, pero no sal. So yeah, not great. But today's a love letter, to be honest, because see, and it's such a weird video because last week I was like, oh well, you know, I was a negative in my friendship group. I was a negative and my surrounding, you know. I wasn't a good son, I wasn't a good friend, right? Which is why me being more positive made my surrounding more positive, right? And I was amazed at the sound of oops. I was amazed by how much it changed my perception. The way I acted towards my friend. If I was calm, they were calm. If I was dealing true stuff, they were dealing true stuff. I had a conversation with Janice today. And honestly, me and Janice were super close. Super close. But he said something that really blew my mind. So we had a little disagreement. I'm not gonna say argument because it wasn't an argument. It was just two adults talking. We had this disagreement. He felt like something I said was against him when it was just me being uninformed, you know. And we re-talked yesterday, and we talked a lot. And I said, dude, I'm so sorry, bro. I was very stressed. I'm sorry if I was distant lately, because Jen is one of the only person that I talk to on almost on a daily basis. You know, it's multiple time a day. Nobody is. It's crazy to say, but the closest person I am to is Janice. My best friend, and I fucking love that guy. I forgot that I still had some freaking. They use this cup to do rice. So I did check if it was empty first, and I made some coffee with rice in there. And yeah, I fucking love that guy. One of my best friends. See, I have to say one of my best friends because I feel like even the concept of best friend is so fucked up. Oh, I choose one person and they're my dude, you know? No, there's multiple people in my life that is amazing, which is almost crazy because this is the exact subject of this video. Almost as if I planned it. So we're talking, and I told him, dude, I'm so sorry if I was distant. I'm so sorry if the way I was talking was rude. I'm so sorry if I was a dick. You did nothing wrong. I'm stressed with the job. I'm stressed with the work, you know. And it's true. I am stressed. See, this is kind of nuts because about a month ago I had such a good news, and that good news was the debt was off, you know. And the debt was a huge source of strength for me. My father, my mom was really stressful. It kind of the family wasn't the same, you know. And then when the stress came out, it felt such a relief, but it also felt kind of weird. Almost as if I needed that stress. I needed this drama, you know, in my life. So I apologize. I told him, I'm sorry, dude. And ultimately speaking, there's possibly other people I was rude with, which I apologize also. And what he said? Because Genesis, this is let's just say that is family. What you call it? Not circle. This not teamed. What you would say? Dynamic isn't the healthiest. Lots of drama, lots of people with strong opinion, and you kind of have to take a side, and you have to take like, okay, well, I agree with this person, but if you agree with this person, then you're making another person mad or sad, and the goal isn't to make that person sad. Ultimately, no matter who you agree with, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't have to pick a side with stuff. And what he said is, you know what? I had family drama as well, so I understand I wasn't myself, and it blew my fucking mind because I was like, holy shit. We both acted in a way that our emotion interfered the way we were acting. We both acted in a way where we wouldn't act normally. And I was like, this situation, for example, right? You got two friends, right? And they're both neutral, right? And well, you go off the deep end, so you go here. Your friend is still neutral, so there's this distance. But if your friend goes off the deep end, you're like this. So there's a lot of difference. And this is why this disagreement seemed like so important, you know? Now, I wasn't informed. I actually looked into what he was saying, and it was absolutely right. It was absolutely right. I was wrong. So, of course, you know, I should have been informed more before I assumed. I think I assumed a lot of things. And yeah, you shouldn't assume. So why am I talking about this? Well, because, you see, when I was stressed, did I treat people the wrong way? Right? I had this other friend, she's talking on Instagram, right? How she's depressed and shit like that. And I try to help her because, you know, I try to help her because I feel bad for her because, okay, so this friend, she's 34. And she feels that at 34, you should have a boyfriend. She has a good job, she has kids, she has her own well, not her own building, she has her own, mortgage, no, it's not mortgage. Well, she has a condo, but she borrowed money from the government, so it's hers, but she has to pay. You know, she has to reimburse the how much they lent her. In French we say le prêt. She has to reimburse, like she has a debt, right? But on paper she's still signed for the lease. And she feel like what she's missing for her life is a boyfriend. She's like, at 24, I should be having one. And I tried to help her. And, you know, it's been a couple of days. She talked about something. Today's Thursday. Monday, now she talked about this today. And I tried to be there for her, right? And she didn't answer. She left me on read, right? And at first I was like, the fuck did I do? Right? This is rude, right? But at the same time, do you need to be acknowledged? Do you need to be... do you need someone to say, oh, thank you so much for like talking to me? No, the simple fact that you did something, that you were there for that person, is a kind thing, and that should be enough, you know, and that should more than be enough. So you know, it's dynamics. It's dynamics. And why is that important in this conversation? So the subject of today is being thankful for your friend and for your parents. I think it's important to understand the dynamic between people. I think it's important to understand that, hey, this person maybe not today. Maybe they need a break from you. Maybe you're very talkative, and sometimes they feel like talking too. So you should be listening, understanding what a person is going through, understanding what a person is. Oh, I got a message. Okay, good. Understanding that this person might be going through something, and making sure, you know, a simple like, hey, how are you feeling? And I think we have forgotten how important this is. How are you doing today? How are you? You know, and it's a weird thing because you ask it every day, and chances are that nothing had changed from yesterday. But it's still a cool question because they show you care, you know. And so again, I feel like I need to talk about this, but what the fuck? What the fuck does that have to do with anything that I'm talking about? Well, it's actually quite simple, right? I am witnessing this from other people, right? But it's so easy to say, oh, this person is like that, this person is like this. What about yourself? What about putting the finger at yourself? I know I'm not always easy to deal with, right? I try. Feel guilty because a friend needed me yesterday and I was at a party and I was like, hey, I'll be there for you tomorrow. Tonight I can't. And she deleted her Instagram. She private all her posts. So something happened last night and I'm not sure what it is. So of course I'm a bit worried, right? Which is normal. Then was it normal for me to take a day off? I don't know. You want to be there for people, right? Because that's the right thing to do. But then you have to be there for yourself also sometimes, so it's complex. I'm seeing people, and I'm trying to mature, right? And see. Trying to mature and see. Try to be more interested in people, you know. I'm a very simple guy. We'll have a conversation, right? Me and you, right? And I know this is wrong, and I know I should be better. There's like last year, I treated people like shit. I treated a lot of people like shit because I was so busy. You want to chill? You want to talk? No, I'm not gonna talk. Come talk to me during the stream. That's an asshole behavior, you know. That was not cool. It was not cool. I can admit that it was not cool. And if you ask me why I did it, well, I have no excuses. I don't have any excuses. I did a mistake. That's me. That's not the neighbor. That's not my friends. That's not my family. That's me. You know. And I'm still that simple guy, right? And I still make mistakes. It's so, and I'm not playing victim. I'm not. Oh, phone is too hot. You think I'd learn, huh? You think I'd learn, but I don't. Ugh. Oh, wow. Look at this. Well, first of all, look at this. And then look at this. Ooh, this is beautiful. I love clouds. I don't know why. People love a clear sky. Something about clouds I just love it. I'm not saying this to be a victim, right? This is not me saying, oh my god, woe is me, please, please, please. I grew up with I grew up in a time where it was normal to go outside to play with people, and I wasn't playing with people. I grew up with a lot of my friends having siblings, and I didn't have siblings, you know. I grew up with learning how to be happy by yourself, right? And when you grow up too early and you learn to be happy by yourself too early, then you think it's normal. You assume that it's normal, so you don't really crave social interaction, right? I spent years at the apartment, not talking with friends, you know. And I'm learning a lot of social interaction. You see, this is the nuts part. This is the part where I go fucking crazy. If you're a shrink and you see this is your theory for your university exam. I have been on social media for 4 years. I'm completely honest. 9 May 2021, right? And I've been on social media for 4 years. Plus more than 4 years, about 4 years. 4 years and 2 months, if you want to be precise, which is technically 50 months. Yeah, 50 months on social media. Crazy. Wow. But this is even more crazy. Before I was in Vendetta, I was Steph. Steph had a Facebook page in 2016, 17? No. Well, yeah. I had a Facebook page in 2011 because I finished high school. And then I kept it until 2016. And I just deleted it because I was 22. So 2015, I was 22. When I had my big depression, and I just left. Delete the account, delete everything, right? And yeah. This was the only social media that I had. So when I started making content, which was 4 years ago, I had a YouTube account and a Twitch account. Didn't have Twitch, I didn't have TikTok, I didn't have Instagram. The first thing is, oh well, follow me on Instagram. People were talking to me about Instagram, so I said, you know what, okay. That's what the content creator do, right? And I remember my first account, and this is an insane story. I don't think I've ever talked about this. I had 1,500 followers. I used to post clips. And again, I love everybody, but I was posting clips from Call of Duty, and I had 1,500 followers. Hand to the Bible. All of those people, they speak a lick in English. They don't speak a lick of French. They were just there because I posted some Call of Duty content, and it was content creators, so people spamming likes, and I had to spam likes. This is why the account got deleted. When you look back into the account, this account, there's 4 people I talked to. Gorgontor69, which is still my homie. RG Baby, which we talked today. Sia Knox, which I haven't talked to in a while. I should ask her how she's doing. And Sir Winslow. Those are the 4 people that I talked to, which is crazy. And then when the account got deleted, I was like, fuck Instagram. I'm never gonna be on it again. Which is a lie, because I was on there a week after that, restarting from 0. And then I got really into it. I met some kinky people. So my very first interaction with kinks, right? Then I started writing about my experiences. So the people I was talking to were my age. And my first, not thing that didn't go viral, but thing that had a lot of traction was Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Right? Side tangent, this subject is still being thankful for my friends and my family. That's this is still still subject. So my first thing was Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which is a movie with what's his name? What's his fucking Hugh Grant? I don't know his name actually. The ex of Katy Perry. I know it's Grant, something Grant. Russell Grant. Yeah. Russell Brand, right? Kristen Bell, Jason Segel, which is Marshall and I Met Your Mother, and Mila Kunis, which is Drop Dead Gorgeous. Sorry, Ashton, your wife's hot. And this was people were like, oh, yo, I remember this movie, Oh my god, how can I forget Amazing Ed 93? Yeah, miss that guy. We get into a fight, me and that guy, again. Should ask him how he's doing. It's been a while. So, it was a stupid fight. Because fuck. We're talking about mistake that I made with friends. Okay, let's talk about this. Amazing Ed. And it's crazy because for 3 years, I was always thinking I was wrong. I was right and he was wrong. So Amazing Ed, me and him, I just want to talk about how nice it's so beautiful. And it's so fucking beautiful. The event, wow. I'm sorry. We began as friends. When I say friends, we got really close. We had a lot of things in common. We were both born the same years. Amazing Ed was a super fan of Star Wars. We played Fortnite a lot, and he was also an artist, and he really cared about what he was doing. He really cared about his craft. There's a lot of time where he would send me clips and say, hey, please help me out, support the dude. And I was like, yeah, no problem. But we're friends. And with Ed, what happened was, it was less about friendship, but more about career. So I got mad at him. I was like, dude, you don't treat me as a friend anymore. You know what's the worst thing? I got mad at him for doing something I did myself years later. Yeah. I was that guy with people last year, which is insane. I wasn't promoting my shit. But if he didn't talk about content, I didn't care. It sucks, huh? It sucks. But hey, that's life. So yeah. Where was I going with that? It's super simple. I created another Instagram. And I met with people that are super cool, that I'm talking to. Right? And I gotta say, I'm 3 years and a half late. But I'm finally starting to use social media as a social platform, as social behavior. And it's such a beautiful place. See, yesterday I was really bothered because I went to a party. It's my hometown. And his hometown is it's very small, so a lot of people I recognize them. I recognize them like, oh, holy shit, I went to high school with him. I went to school with him. I used to work with him. It was really nice. They remember me. Can you blame me? No. Can you blame them? No. I didn't have long hair, didn't have tattoos, didn't have mustache. I wasn't wearing glasses. I wasn't overweight. If I saw myself, I don't know if I could recognize myself. You know, I don't know if I could. Funny thing is, now the neighbors have put in music. If they knew that I was filming, all they had to do was put music. I would get copyright, I would go in. They don't realize that. You're close, you're getting there somehow. And I was like, holy shit. But then reality hit. And the reality hit, and it was like, hey, did I treat these people right? Did I make the effort to keep the relationship alive? Could I have done better? Yes, you know? Those are people I didn't talk to in 10 years, and they're supposed to say, hey, oh my god, it's Ink. What's up? No, it's normal, you know? But then, this morning, I called my parents. I called my mom and I called my dad. And it was super nice. Today I got to talk to Holly, Archie baby, and I got to talk to Janice. Super nice. And you know, this is why I'm thankful. It took us a long time to get here, but this is why I'm thankful. I'm thankful because I have an amazing group of friends. My parents are understanding of who I am. My father's been making a lot of effort to be more understanding. My mom has always been understanding, so there's no problem there. And my friends, they're there, but you know, this is what I was trying to say. My friends are there no matter what. No matter how shitty I'm being, no matter how flawed I am, no matter how much I still gotta learn. Okay, this is the magic. So here, there's nothing else. And here, it's beautiful. So we're gonna be switching the phone to a better way. Yeah. Am I still making mistakes? Absolutely. Absolutely. Last week, not 2 years ago, last week, I was being rude to people just because I was tired. Just because I was stressed about the job. It wasn't their fault. You know? And people understand that. A friend that understands that I've always been like that. I've always been about intent. This person didn't mean to do wrong, so I can forgive it. Having friends that are there for you, no matter what, are amazing. I was talking about Shao, and now lately with school and work, he's been busy, right? He doesn't really answer my texts, but he reads them and he's gonna answer. He's gonna comment like I said something funny. He's gonna laugh, right? Doesn't really reply, doesn't really talk, but at least he's reading the text. That means he cares, right? Talking about Carl who hasn't texted in months. I haven't seen Carl in years. He moved, he has a girlfriend, he has a good job, he has his own house. You know. It's another life. It's another life completely. You hope people stay your friends. But sometimes people just move on, you know. I'm lucky to have the little friend that I have because they're quality friends. I'm lucky to have the family that I have because they're quality family. Understanding that I'm a flawed person and I'm still making mistakes and I'm still learning about life. but still people forgive me. Still people understand. See, there's a possibly some of the saddest experiences of my life are myself acting, you know, me being nice to someone for months and then having a bad day and being rude to them or being an asshole to them, and then they don't care about the months that I was nice to them. They just care about that instant. And again, it's feelings, you know, they're entitled to their feelings. And then because of that one day, they'll give up on you. They'll be like, fuck that guy. Right? But when you start having friends, people in your life that are like, you know what? I know Ink is not like that. And again, all I'm saying right now is super selfish. It's how people perceive me. You know? But there has been this evolution, a lot of evolution lately. Because I feel guilty when I have a amazing friend. Like the number of time where somebody did something for me and I felt guilty because I was like, dude, that is so freaking nice. He didn't have to do that, you know? And now, lately, I've been feeling less guilty because I am making active. We talked about this morning, the worst thing. How do you know that somebody's nice? Well, they feel guilt when they do something wrong. That's how you know. That's how you know. There's no other way to know. It's feeling guilt. Why? Well, because that guilt will push them to act better. You know? As simple as that. So this feeling of guiltiness, because I wasn't as good of a friend as they were to me. The fact that it's not there. So, for example, right? If you take a knife and you stab yourself by accident, you'll feel pain. This is a result of an action. Guilt is a result of an action. So if I don't feel guilt, maybe it's a result of another action. And this result of another action is making an effort, you know? Right now, one of my friends, here wins a lot, Kyle. Fucking love Kyle, by the way. If I had to talk about my favorite beans in the world, Kyle is easily one of them. Pistachios, non-salted. I'm gonna take them out of the shell. That way we can put some seasoning on it. Kyle right now, so Kyle, although I love him as a content creator, has been playing Rocket League a lot. That's the main game that he plays, that's what he's known for. A lot of his, and I understand why he's doing it. A lot of his fans are from Rocket League. So it's kind of normal that he does it, you know? But the community of Rocket League is super toxic. And imagine you're watching your friend plays. And it's so hard because you're watching your friend stream and people are being toxic in his chat. I dropped a there you go, pistachio. The people are being negative in his chat and you're supposed to just let them. They're like, no, fuck you, you don't talk to my friend like that. But at the same time, if that's what he's known for, and he should be doing some Rocket League, right? Then he switched. And right now he's doing some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. He's doing a series called How My Life Changed Since I Stopped Playing Rocket League. And it's brilliant. It's really smart. It's amazing content, you know? And that's just like how one thing changed your perception. One thing changed your life. I couldn't even think that negativity, how it would affect me, you know? But at the same time, you're human. That negativity affects you somehow or somewhere, you know? You might be able to endure it, but long term, no. And it's such a weird thing because all my friends, most of them don't even know my social. Don't even know my situation, you know. This is how much we matured. I used to be like, why my parents are not watching the video. They're asking me questions I just talked about. Right? For example, my mom. she asked me a question, I think it was a week ago. She saw a video where I was doing something. And in that video, I explained why I did it, right? That video was 45 minutes. She didn't watch it. And I shouldn't expect her to watch it. You know? And then when she asked me, I used to get mad at her, like, oh, you didn't watch the video. I explained it. But you weren't listening. And I'm just like, no, you don't. She's asking you. You should answer, you know? It's maturing. Becoming a better friend. I truly believed that if you're surrounded by good people, life is easier. If your parents are kind, life is easier. You know? But it's getting there. It's a bit harder, you know? Because this is a lesson I learned. And again, I'm not playing victim. But one of the best lessons I've learned was I was losing a lot of friends. And I was like, fuck them. They don't like me, I lost them, fuck them. No, they were good friends. You weren't. You didn't deserve those friends, you know? They left because you weren't a good friend. Imagine, you often see a group of people and they're super nice. You know? It's insane. It's insane. I feel so blessed because, again, effort-wise, I didn't do it out of effort, socially speaking. Still, people are kind to me. You know? It's funny. About 2 months ago, I was obsessed with making multi-stream. And then I got a girl who was supposed to help me, right? She was supposed to help me. She also wanted to do it. She was like, okay, I'm gonna help you if I find out, and if you find out, you're gonna help me. Like, no problem. This is a great idea. This is an absolutely amazing idea. And then I was like, okay, well. And she was posting on Instagram that she was doing camping, she was going on a party. You know, she was having fun. And I was like, bro, you were supposed to find that. Don't you care? And I was wrong. I was like, no, dude, she's allowed to have fun. You're obsessed with work. You're obsessed with making content. You have the unhealthy obsession. She's just living life normally. She's happy, dude. Be happy for her. Don't be such an asshole. Oopsies. And then whoa. Don't have the phone drop, dude. Thank God. Yeah, I didn't hear it, so it's okay. It's okay. I didn't hear the phone beep. Normally it would beep and we'll tell you, okay, well, you need to cool me down. Maybe because there you go. Because the volume was a bit too low. So yeah. And this is pretty much it. So if you recognize yourself as one of my good friends, thank you. And if you don't recognize yourself, I'm always open to new friends. So it's a pleasure meeting you. On that note, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.